Okay, it's time for a new vlog as it's the 1st of the month, being the 1st of November in the UK. And obviously it's not too far away from Christmas now, so not that I'm exactly looking forward to that. But anyway, it's a cold Wednesday evening in the UK. Obviously now with the clocks going back now, it's a lot darker than kind of usual. We had quite a bit of rain. I think we had some this morning, and luckily this evening we're having probably going to be some later on. So whip we do. So it's time to whip out those thermals and hot water bottles now. Anyway, see what I've been getting up to. Been having to deal with a few health problems here and there that have been popping up. Some current ones, some new ones. So it's having to deal with that now at the moment, which is kind of difficult and can be kind of frustrating, especially in your personal life when you want to go out and get things done and you can't do it because your health's kind of getting in the way. I won't bore anybody with the details of what it is because I don't want to, I just want to bore people or, try to play the sympathy card. But yeah, been dealing with that. Was it last month? I managed to get the EA Play app on the PS5, 79p, and I managed to get a few games of FC24. Actually, believe it or not, I actually enjoyed the game, even though it's not, what should I say, completely different from the usual, iterations that they seem to do every single year. So it's a little bit different, but the price and what they're charging for it, considering that there's not huge changes to the game, I think is a bit much, because especially for the next gen version, just to get the standard version of that, so over 60 quid. And obviously for some people who do play the FIFA Ultimate, or FC Ultimate should I say, as it's called now, and obviously if you want to get the deluxe version, that's going to cost you even more. So yeah, it's a good game. If you're somebody that hasn't bought the game in a long while, obviously because obviously you don't buy it every year, then it's a decent enough game. But obviously for me, not enough for me to go out and say, right, I'm gonna go and spend full price on it, considering there's loads of other games that right now that I would love to be able to get, even though they're totally different genres from FC24. But it's still a decent enough game, but I still think it needs a lot more work in terms of some of the glitches here and there, and trying to kind of sharpen up the game. And I think generally speaking, it just needs competition, because there isn't anything out there kind of keep it on its toes, so to speak. So yeah, I've been enjoying my playthrough or play of that as long as I had EA Plays, and even to a point where I've been comfortable enough to play it on professional level now, and even to the point where I think I definitely could play it on world class mode, which I think is the highest mode. But yeah, going to the jump to professional level was actually pretty good, actually. So actually we kind of enjoyed that. Whereas I think on the older FIFA games, I don't think I could have played it because of the gameplay. I mean, I still got FIFA 22, so it'd be interesting to play that on professional mode and see if it plays the same way, whether I get the same kind of intelligent movement from the game. So, right, but I might test that out. So anyway, there's that. There was Dead Space Remake, which was put on EA Plays. It was on PS5 earlier than it was on the Xbox. Managed to play that. Obviously, I did my initial thoughts in the game, and I have to admit, I really, really enjoyed it. Although it's a lot harder, it seems to me. And in terms of items for weapons, ammo, it's a lot harder. And then the enemies seem to move a lot faster compared to what they're doing in this game, and even the attention to detail to the actual xenomorphs. So I don't know what they call themselves, little creatures, in terms that you can see like the ligaments and right down to the bone and the tendons and stuff. It's really kind of harder to take them down. And then there's lots of jump scares where now some of it is kind of scripted in terms of where they're going to come out, and then there's bits of it where they just come out of nowhere. So it's kind of a lot more harder. I do like something. What I do like what they've done is that there's different areas of the Ishimura where you've got the mining section, you've got the bridge, you've got the the engineering in different parts of the ship. And what you can do is that in the original game, the trams, when you got to a tram, that was basically the end of the chapter. But in this game, in this game, it doesn't do that anymore. What you can do is that once you get to the different sections of the ship and you open up the trams, what you can do now is that you can actually backtrack to different parts of the ship. So there are some sections of the area where it's level 1 to level 3, and eventually you'll start to get from the level 1 clearance, then level 2, level 3, and then you'll be able to go into rooms and being able to backtrack to get other items if you wish to do so. There's also secondary missions, which I think they did in the second one, but I don't believe they did in the actual first game, where the secondary missions now, or the optional missions, give you, I don't know if it really kind of gives anything extra, but from what I saw of my limited play, 'cause I only got as far as chapter 7 before my EA thing ran out. It did give you what's the word, more of a backstory with what was going on aboard the ship before everything broke out and with the characters. So that was kind of really great. So I actually love what they've done with that. The nods that you get to upgrade your rig and your weapons, those are still there. But what they used to do is that if you wanted to open up optional storage rooms, you have to kind of use the nods between upgrading your rig and upgrading your weapons. But in this game now, in the remake, you don't have to use the nods to open up the extra storage area to get extra goodies. That's to do now with level clearance. So there's lots of improvements that they've done in remake, but some parts have been very frustrating in terms of some of the bosses in it have been a lot harder in terms of how you kind of deal with them. But once you kind of get the hang of it, it's it's kind of really great. So if you're somebody that's played the Dead Space games before, especially obviously the first one, because I haven't remade any other ones yet, touch wood, there's been no announcements yet, which I'm hoping there is. I think I would say it's worthy enough to buy it again, even if you've played it before, because it's familiar, it's very familiar, but yet different at the same time. So I had that, and then they took it off early for some weird 2 days before it was going to be put onto Game Pass on Xbox, and then I got it back again, but they gave you like a 10-hour trial. So I thought it was going to put me back to exactly to from the very beginning, but it didn't. It put me back to where I was. So I basically burned out the 10 hours that I left to continue, and I got to as far as nearly to the end of chapter 7. So that was really great. So yeah, if you've got an Xbox and you've got Game Pass, it's not only on EA Play, but it's on Game Pass. So what I will do is eventually I will play the game properly and do a proper playthrough, because now I know kind of what to do. But it's really great, obviously, now that they've added the voice acting to the actual game now, so that's kind of really great now. What else have I done? You've seen me like do a couple of rant videos in regards of Barclays partner finance, which is going to be a pain in the ass. And basically, and I'm not going to tell you what the item is, because that's going to be a surprise, because we'll do an unboxing when I get that. But let's just say that was a complete nightmare in trying to get a simple solution, trying to get sorted out. Again, if you watch the video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So now, instead of getting the item for finance, even though I could afford to buy it outright in the first place, I'm just going to buy it outright, and then you'll see the unboxing of the particular video. I managed to get a couple of games, some new, some second-hand, some big AA titles, so which I haven't uploaded yet. I've still got those books from Forbidden Planet that I still need to do videos and upload, and trying to get back into filming my comics, and especially gonna start doing some graphic novels as well that I've got, some classic ones that I've got in my collection. So you'll see some of that over the time between now and maybe Christmas, or maybe after Christmas. I'm gone back to doing Resident Evil 4 HD, gonna play through that. I'm up to, let's be about part 6 now. So I'm trying to think how far I am. I'm basically up to the bit where just trying to remember what part it is, where you have to go through that maze and then those mutant dogs. And you have to find those 2, I think that moonlight shield things. If you put it together and you open up, and then you end up having this cutscene with Ada. So that's as far as I am now on that now. So I'm gonna be obviously trying to complete that, and then I did. It was just a bit of a teaser, but I did get Metroid Prime Remastered, which I've done the unboxing video about. I'm just gonna upload that at some point, and I might do it. It's gonna be a bit bootleg in terms of how I film it, because obviously I haven't got an Elgato card and a PC to do it, you know, or a computer to hook up to stream it directly. So I might have to do a bootleg thing where I put a tripod on my phone to film it. So I'm not going to do all of it. I'm just maybe doing maybe the first 15-20 minutes of the opening. So look out for that. My brother's already played it, tried it out, and he absolutely loves it because he's a big Metroid fan. And then he said compared to the GameCube version of it, there's such a huge difference. So I'm going to sit there and try it. So it's like, I'm not going to play it properly, but I am going to, you know, maybe do like a bootleg kind of video of it, you know, and then I'll talk while I'm actually playing the game. So we'll do that. I really need to get around to playing a lot of my Switch games. So like Zelda Breath of the Wild, I haven't started that yet, because obviously there's Tears of the Kingdom. My brother's virtually at the end of it. He's virtually doing all the side missions, so he gets all the best weapons and items, so he's doing it. So eventually, as before, I'm going to get around to doing that. And I did promise that when I get Game Pass, that I would do Starfield and Forza Horizon. And it's just that because I've had so many games to play, I just haven't got around to it yet. So, but obviously, with now that being on there now, on Game Pass, Starfield and obviously Forza Horizon, and now Dead Space Remake, I'm definitely going to sit there and be trying this out. So at some point, I definitely will be getting around to sit there and trying all 3 of those games out, and what other games are on Game Pass. So I know I've been promising for a couple of months, I said I was going to do it, but I will definitely will be doing it at some point. I've got another really big unboxing video that I haven't filmed yet, of a new item that I've got. Don't want to spoil what it is, but I'm sure people will love it. So I've got that today because it came on Monday. So I need to find the energy to sit there to do that. And obviously the video in terms of the Barclays Finance thing, the item I was going to get, it's the 2 things actually pair up together, so to speak. But obviously I haven't got that item yet. So keeping a lookout for that. Been trying to do a little bit more movie reviews. The last one I did was Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I actually really liked. Really touching with the end of it. So that was really great. It's kind of a little slight rant thing in terms of what's been going on. I know what's been going on with my local McDonald's, and that I've been ordering simple items like, say, a cheap little hamburger. The hamburger got fries, and you wouldn't think it wouldn't take that long for them to make up the order. And on 2 occasions, I've had to wait half an hour for them to sit there to do the order, and then they've actually forgotten to do the order, and I've had to sit there and tell 2 or 3 different staff just to sort out the order. And then I've even seen other people get the orders where they're waiting so long, and then the orders ended up becoming cold, and they wanted another order again. So ever since they renovated it so that half of it is for the delivery drivers, and half of it was obviously where you go in and eat. Seems like they've got completely new staff in it, so it's been a bit crappy in there, so to speak. So I know what's going on, even though I don't really like going in there half the time. Just, you know, when you're gonna get something nice and cheap and stuff. But yeah, I've been kind of doing that. So yeah, because obviously I've been able to do like a lot more newer videos. So it's luckily that I've had a lot of stored up videos that I did, and that's been able to get me content. I'm nearly at 500 subs, so that's kind of really great. So I want to say a big thank you to all those old and new that subscribe to my channel. I know it's not as fancy and as luxurious as some of these bigger YouTube channels, but it's something I'm hoping to strive to get there once I get the equipment and obviously the time to be able to master in terms of doing all these things. So I'm doing that, and obviously Twitch, sorry, I'm doing streams on there, and there's a lot more. There's quite a few actually demos that I've got on PS5 that I haven't actually played yet, so I need to get around to. Don't know how long they're gonna be, how long those particular game demos gonna be, but I really need to get around to doing those and maybe doing a lot more gaming streams and play through a game. So I'm hoping to sit there and do that. And also I've been buying a couple of cheap games that were on the PS3 or 360, which were remastered. Just buying them digitally because they've been really cheap in the sales. So I've obviously bought them, downloaded those particular games in sales and put them down so I can play at a later date. So you'll see those games in the not too distant future. I managed to finally get Street Fighter out for free. Obviously on the Capcom Studio 2, on Capcom Stadium 2. So now I can do virtual the Street Fighter 2 games, not the Street Fighter 3 games, and the Alpha games. So I can finally do those games now. Although that if you lose against Bison on Street Fighter Alpha 3, yeah, it's game over. So that's a complete pain in the backside. So I'm gonna have to sit and practice to get better at that. I did get that game called Midway Arcade Treasures 2, which I've been looking for ages, which I did a unboxing video on. That's great because now I can finally play Mortal Kombat 2 and 3, and I'm completely rusty at playing those two games. I'm getting better slowly and slowly. It's a little bit fuzzy because obviously you're playing it via ScarletLead on a HD TV, but I'm getting there. So you saw the video of me discussing how long I've been waiting to get that game. So I've got that. So I'm slowly building up my collection of games, retro games, old and new. Speaking of retro games, I've noticed that a lot of the a lot of CX, a lot of the retro games like on the Saturn, Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, GameCube, N64, they're really gone up in price, even when they're not inside the box. So I'm so glad that a lot of those retro games that I ended up keeping them. Although I really would love to get a Vita, a Dreamcast, a Mega Drive, and a Saturn. Those games are consoles I never got around to playing, but I really would want to get those. I really do want to get those consoles, especially a Mega Drive. Don't give us a Mega Drive 1 or 2. As long as I play some Mega Drive games, because I don't know, I never got around. I borrowed my friend's one many years ago, which I actually regret not buying. But it's now that money's a little bit better, I want to be able to sit and branch out. So I want to keep a lookout for these retro consoles and see if I can get one for a decent price. So anyway, that's my vlog for November 2023. So we'll see you again next month.